So the Workforce Development Project is one of the mandatory projects of the DSRIP Waiver grant. Essentially what we're doing is focusing on developing the behavioral health workforce, because being able to deliver care, deliver good behavioral health care, doesn't get done without having a solid workforce. So trying to help people understand what the career paths are within behavioral health, what the jobs are, what the educational requirements are, what the licensing requirements are, that's all part of the project. None of the work gets done without people. And being able to deliver quality behavioral health care, it's important to have the people there, because if you don't have the well-qualified folks delivering the services, they don't get delivered. And so that increases wait times. It just complicates matters. So being able to try to build the workforce, build the professionalism of the workforce, being able to make sure that they're well trained, that they're both confident and competent in their jobs, trying to reduce turnover, trying to increase engagement. Those are all the things I see as part of our project. I would say that the people that we focus on, it's first the people who are working in behavioral health right now. People who are in these roles, do they understand what the career paths are within behavioral health? For instance, wherever they're at right now, whatever level they're working at, what's the next level up for them? What kind of education is that required? What schools offer which educational programs? But also people who are not working in behavioral health. How do you try to expose people to what the behavioral health career field is? You will find a lot of meaning in the work that you do. So being able to promote meaningful work that has a direct impact on people, I think, is really important. We focus on sort of 4 tenets of our actions, which is really thinking about how do you build the pipeline across the whole continuum of jobs, whether that's very entry level or whether it's pipeline into bachelor's or master's or even doctoral programs. Next is how do you build a confident and competent workforce through professional development. So our project is supporting seats in a variety of different trainings around the city, state, and even around the New England region. So we're able to fund some seats at different trainings so people can get their CEUs, people can feel like they're being professionally developed for their roles. We're thinking about advancement. So what are we doing in terms of trying to help people advance in their roles, which is oftentimes about education, about further education, but it's also how do the companies make it clear what advancement looks like in their own organization. Sometimes they don't make that clear. And then about retention. Important as it is to get people in the front door, it's just as important to get them not leaving out the back door. How do you engage your workforce? How do you think about retaining your workforce? Some of the things that we're doing with that is manager development programs, particularly for new managers, in order to give them some skills to be better at managing their staff. One of the things that you always hear is people don't leave jobs, they leave managers. Being able to have that confident and competent workforce, particularly when it comes to management, is also an important part of retention. People and organizations can get involved with our project through, I think, a few different ways. First, if you are somebody who works in behavioral health, talking about your job, about your role, why it's meaningful to you. I'm a huge proponent of exposing high school students to different careers. I think high school students get exposed to things like in manufacturing or technology or other STEM fields, but there's not a lot of exposure to other career fields like behavioral health. Loan forgiveness programs, tuition assistance, scholarship programs, help with recruitment costs, help with retention costs. And those are all things that we have either in plans to do or have already begun. But a lot of it is building infrastructure, sort of changing the way people think about how to develop the workforce and ways that you can increase the workforce too. To summarize, I think it's really important work. It's exciting that New Hampshire is able to do this. We're breaking new ground every day. It has its challenges, but I think they're good challenges.